Imagine pulling off the perfect heist. No alarms, no witnesses, and a haul of over $100 million in diamonds, gold, and jewels. A crime so intricate, so flawlessly executed, it earned the title of the heist of the century. It sounds like something out of a Hollywood movie, but in February 2003, a group of thieves, led by a mastermind named Leonardo Notarbartolo, made this fantasy a reality. This is the story of the Antwerp Diamond Heist, a robbery so daring it left the world in shock. And most of the loot? Still missing. Our story begins in Antwerp, Belgium, known as the diamond capital of the world. The city's diamond district was home to the Antwerp Diamond Center, a seemingly impenetrable fortress where the world's most valuable gems were stored. This wasn't just any building, it was a high-security vault, holding 160 safety deposit boxes, each containing millions of dollars worth of diamonds, cash, and priceless jewels. And this vault? It had 10 layers of security, designed to protect the treasures inside from even the most daring criminals. But for Leonardo Notarbartolo, the challenge was irresistible. Leonardo wasn't just a run-of-the-mill thief. He was a career criminal, an expert in the art of deception. To him, the Antwerp Diamond Heist was the ultimate score. And he wasn't going to do it alone. He assembled a crew of specialists, each with their own unique skill set. There was an expert locksmith, a technician who could disable alarms, and a brute force specialist known as the Monster, a man so strong he could tear through metal with his bare hands. Together, they formed an elite team capable of pulling off the impossible. But this wasn't a job you could pull off overnight. The team spent years planning the heist, meticulously studying every detail of the building and its security systems. They rented an office in the Diamond Center, posing as legitimate businessmen for 2 years. From their office, they had access to the building, allowing them to study the comings and goings of employees, the layout of the vault, and most importantly, the security measures in place. Leonardo also had an inside man, one of the security guards, who had been bribed to provide crucial information about the vault's inner workings. The Antwerp Diamond Center was no ordinary target. The vault was protected by 10 layers of security, which included heat detectors, motion sensors, infrared systems, magnetic fields, and a lock with 100 million possible combinations. It was considered impenetrable, but that didn't stop Leonardo and his crew. So how did they do it? On the night of the heist, the team made their move. First, they disabled the surveillance cameras. Instead of simply shutting them off, which would raise alarms, they used a pre-recorded loop of footage to play over the live feed, tricking the security system into thinking nothing was out of the ordinary. This allowed the crew to enter the building undetected. Next up was the magnetic field detector. This device could detect any disturbance at the vault's door, but the crew had an ingenious solution. They crafted a custom-made aluminum plate, which they placed over the sensor. This effectively bypassed the magnetic field, allowing them to open the vault without setting off the alarms. With the door to the vault open, they faced another problem: the vault's motion detectors. These sensors would detect any movement inside the vault once the door was opened. But Leonardo's crew knew the system had a flaw. The motion detectors wouldn't activate unless the lights inside the vault were turned on. So the crew worked in total darkness, using their expert knowledge to feel their way through the vault without triggering the alarms. And that wasn't the end of it. To disable the infrared heat sensors, they used a trick so simple, it's almost unbelievable. They sprayed the sensors with a layer of hairspray, blocking them temporarily. This allowed them to move freely without setting off the alarm. Now, the final and most daunting obstacle, the vault's combination lock, with 100 million possible combinations. The crew had no intention of cracking the code manually. Instead, they used a custom-made tool that could detect the vibrations of the tumblers inside the lock, allowing them to open it without needing the combination. It wasn't brute force, it was pure surgical precision. Once inside, they found what they'd been after: millions of dollars in diamonds, gold, and cash. They emptied 123 of the 160 safety deposit boxes, filling their bags with the loot. The diamonds were small and untraceable, making them the perfect target for a heist of this scale. In total, the crew made off with an estimated $100 million worth of valuables. At this point, it seemed like the heist had gone off without a hitch. The security system hadn't detected them, and they had escaped without leaving any witnesses. But as perfect as their plan was, they made one crucial mistake. They left behind DNA evidence. The morning after the heist, when the security team discovered the empty vault, investigators found a half-eaten salami sandwich left behind at the scene. This small oversight would ultimately be their downfall. DNA from the sandwich was traced back to Leonardo Notarbartolo, who was arrested shortly after. During his trial, Notarbartolo claimed that the heist was an inside job, orchestrated by corrupt diamond traders. Whether that's true or not remains a mystery. Notarbartolo was sentenced to 10 years in prison, but the rest of his crew was never caught, and the diamonds? Still missing. Some believe the loot was stashed away, while others think it was quickly sold off on the black market. To this day, the majority of the stolen diamonds have never been recovered. The Antwerp Diamond Heist remains one of the most brilliantly executed robberies in history. Despite their one mistake, Leonardo and his crew managed to pull off a heist that seemed impossible. The diamonds may be gone, but the mystery, that lingers on. Was this the perfect heist, or did luck simply run out for Leonardo and his crew? What do you think happened to the missing diamonds? Let us know your theories in the comments. Thanks for watching Talescape. Don't forget to subscribe for more incredible true crime stories that will keep you questioning reality.